Hi, in case you missed our first Encountering Heaven meeting in Washington, D.C., I wanted to give you a little bit of a recap. We talked tonight about access in the heavenly realms and how if you love Jesus and you've given your life to Him, then you were born again into a family and you have fullness of access to Papa's house. You don't have to be on the outside looking in. You can live on the inside and from the inside out. So we spent some time and we just talked about some of the myths that are out there, like encounters are for the big people on the platforms. Encounters are for sons and daughters. They're for everyone who loves Jesus, because in order to become an encounter to the world, we have to first encounter Father, encounter His heart for us and the love of God and the reality of the heavenly realm, because you can't give what you don't have. So it's all about living in this place of radical intimacy and romance and encountering who Jesus is so that you can become His love encounter to your world. We also talked about how sometimes it's really easy to compare and think that, a third heaven encounter with 10 angels and, 3 days where you can't move and a bunch of supernatural phenomenon holds more weight in the spirit than a simple low-level impression. I really don't believe that, because I believe we look at the fruit, and that's what the Word says, that's what the Bible says, that we'll be known by our fruit. And so the faintest low-level encounter that we have is just a still small voice impression of His heart and of what Jesus is saying to us, that we press into and that we obey, and that yields transformation in our lives and yields authority, I believe has more weight in the spirit than a third heaven encounter that we just let pass us by. And so be encouraged, even if you haven't seen visions and you haven't gone to heaven and had a heaven experience. Don't give up. The faintest, smallest little thing that God does and speaks in our lives is precious. And if we honor the small and press in for the more, He'll be faithful to do that. He'll give you more. So a lot of times we just miss the simple, quiet ways that He speaks and don't think that they're as important as the dramatic ways. And I just want to encourage you that I don't think that's true. I love the dramatic. I love heaven encounters. I love angels and supernatural phenomenon. I just think it's fabulous. And I want more and I want deeper, and I'm always pressing in for more. I'm hungry. But I want to honor the faintest, stillest, smallest way that God speaks. Because when we honor that, we get more. So just be encouraged tonight that you have access into the fullness of who Jesus is. And you're called to live from heaven to earth. You're called to be a realm walker that walks in 2 realms at once. And if you're in the Washington, D.C. area tomorrow, October 9th, or Sunday, October 10th, look us up on my blog at theunpavedroad.wordpress.com. And if you're able to, we'd love to see you at the meetings. So, yay God.